President made a hole-in-one, 180-yard 5-iron.
Narrating behind the camera is another brown-nosing enabler, the man in frame, the insurrectionist ex-prez.
It's
there. That's great.
There it is.
That's great, thank you.
The most fit president ever showed a nice yoga pose he just learned, and he really wants us to believe this occurred.
That's
The guys want a picture with you.
Let's get a picture. You don't see that.
You don't see that very often.
Get a picture, little guy.
My God. It's unbelievable.
Get right here, squiggly right here.
Yeah, the flag. Yeah.
I mean, where do we possibly begin? First things first, I'm surprised one of these schmoes didn't bend over to get his ball like South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham did. Well, maybe that's when the camera wasn't rolling on another tee. You expect us to truly believe this dude hit a hole-in-one? How gullible do you think we are? Well, let me take that back for a second. Maybe not us. You know, the ones who see through it. No, definitely not. Not one bit. Nope.
Trump himself, at that same rally, continued to stoke the big lie.
And actually, we won by a lot. They rigged the election, and now, based on the rigged election, they're destroying our country.
This is all he's got, and he has made millions off it.
Break down Trump's Save America PAC, and it serves as a perfect illustration of this basic Trump grift. The PAC was initially formed in the immediate wake of Trump's 2020 loss to ostensibly raise money to finance various election challenges around the country. Within days of the formation of the PAC, Trump's team had sent no less than 100 email solicitations for it. The vast majority of those focused on the made-up idea that he had been cheated out of the victory. One, sent in mid-November, called on every single patriot to help defend the integrity of the election. Predictably, given Trump's sway over the base of the Republican Party, the PAC rapidly raised tens of millions of dollars, with people giving to fight the supposed attempts to rob Trump of a 2020 election win.
Slate reported that in the fine print, like everything else in Donald Trump and his trust fund baby's world, was in essence a grift. This is just the latest. Save America PAC is a scam, and they know it, which unfortunately brings us back to that hole-in-one. When this lying, cheating, deceitful, anti-American, soulless piece of flesh hit his alleged ace, well, the dude behind the camera is very much involved in an organization that, per many media reports, has robbed Americans blind. Per his own bio, Taylor Budowich is the director of communications for that very same PAC, titled Save America. Previously, he was director of communications for an administration riddled with ties to noted white supremacists. They launched the Save America PAC just days after Trump lost the election last November. It became a huge success for him because, and this is a big because, he used his supporters as a bank account willingly or not.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
The New York Times wrote of Stacey Blatt, a Trump supporter who unfortunately was in hospice care. He heard the election lies from Trump to Rush Limbaugh. He did not make a ton, but felt he was needed. So even though he only made $1,000 a month, he donated $500. However, that lone donation led to another $500 being withdrawn, and then another $500 the next week, and every week through mid-October without his knowledge, until Mr. Blatt's bank account had been depleted and frozen. When his utility and rent payments bounced, he called his brother Russell for help. What the Blatts soon discovered was $3,000 in withdrawals by the Trump campaign in less than 30 days. They called their bank and said they thought they were victims of fraud. It felt, Russell said, like it was a scam. Well, hate to say it, that's because it was. And Blatt was not alone. Bandits, said Victor Amelino, a 78-year-old Californian who made a $990 online donation to Mr. Trump in early September via WinRed. It recurred 7 more times, adding up to almost $8,000. I'm retired. I can't afford to pay all that damn money, he said. Donald Trump is a one-man scam pack, said Paul S. Ryan, Vice President of Policy and Litigation with Common Cause. Bait and switch is among his favorite fundraising tactics, Ryan stressed, noting that Trump's Save America PAC told supporters he needed money to challenge the result of an election he clearly lost, and then wound up not spending any on litigation last year.
Instead of spending some of that money on costly recount efforts in places like Arizona and Michigan, Trump instead chose to use it for his own travel around the country, as well as stockpile the vast majority of the funds as a way to retain his political power in the 2022 midterm elections and presumably the 2024 presidential race.
The president deceived his donors. He asked them to give money so he could contest the election results, but then he spent their contributions to pay off unrelated debts, said Adab Nodi, a former associate general counsel at the FEC and now chief of staff at the nonpartisan Campaign Legal Center. Okay, here's the thing. Considering how Republicans make a mockery of like literally everything and then fundraise off of it, sort of like when GOP governor in the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, confronted children for wearing masks at one of his Fugazi pressers. He then fundraised off of that moment. So would it surprise me if Save America were to be like, wanna save democracy from the fascist left? Let's score a hole in one at the ballot box like President Trump did. Like, of course, it would just make too much sense. Also, check out Rick Riley's book from many people who have gone on the record saying that Donald Trump is the worst golf cheat ever. Light reading.